The sun had barely peeked over the rolling hills, casting a warm glow across the thatched roofs of the small village nestled at the edge of the enchanted forest. Lily, a curious and adventurous young girl, stood at her bedroom window, gazing longingly at the towering trees that seemed to beckon her forward. For as long as she could remember, the villagers had warned of the dangers that lurked within the forest's depths. Tales of monstrous creatures and dark magic had been passed down through generations, instilling a deep-rooted fear in the hearts of the townspeople. But Lily couldn't help feeling drawn to the mysteries that lay beyond the treeline. As she made her way down the winding cobblestone streets, Lily couldn't help but overhear the hushed whispers of her neighbors. "Did you hear the howling last night? The forest spirits are restless," an elderly woman muttered to her friend. "Goodness, child, you mustn't even think of venturing into those woods. Who knows what horrors await?" Lily's brow furrowed as she listened, her fingers tracing the intricate carvings on the wooden fence that separated the village from the forest. She knew the stories, of course, the tales of enchanted creatures and dark shadows that lurked between the towering oaks and evergreens. But something within her yearned to uncover the truth for herself. "Lily! There you are, you troublesome girl," her mother's voice called out, snapping Lily from her reverie. "I've been searching all over for you. What are you doing out here, staring at that dreadful forest?" Lily turned to face her mother, her eyes shining with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. "I was just wondering, Mother, what's it really like in there? The other children say there are fairies and unicorns, but the grown-ups are always so afraid." Her mother's expression darkened, and she quickly ushered Lily away from the fence. "Nonsense, child. There's nothing but darkness and danger in those woods. You do well to heed the warnings of your elders and stay far away from that place." As they walked back to their modest cottage, Lily couldn't help but steal one last glance over her shoulder, her heart racing with a mixture of fear and curiosity. The forest seemed to beckon her, its verdant canopy swaying gently in the breeze as if inviting her to explore its mysteries. That night, as Lily lay in bed, the whispers of the village echoed in her mind. She tossed and turned, her imagination running wild with visions of magical creatures and hidden wonders. Finally, as the moon reached its zenith, Lily made a decision. Tomorrow, she would venture into the enchanted forest, no matter the cost. The next morning, Lily awoke with a renewed sense of determination. The whispers and warnings of the villagers had only fueled her curiosity about the enchanted forest. As she helped her mother prepare breakfast, she couldn't help but overhear a group of children huddled in the town square, excitedly sharing tales of the wondrous creatures that dwelled within the forest's depths. "I heard there are fairies that dance among the trees, sprinkling magic dust that makes you float," exclaimed a young boy. "And unicorns, majestic beasts with horns that shine brighter than the sun," added a girl, her eyes wide with wonder. Lily's heart raced as she listened, her mind already picturing the magical sights that awaited her. She couldn't resist the temptation any longer. Quietly, she approached the group of children. "What else have you heard about the forest?" she asked, unable to contain her curiosity. The children turned to her, surprised to see the usually reserved Lily engaging with them. One of the older boys, sensing her genuine interest, leaned in conspiratorially. "They say there's a talking squirrel who guards the forest and helps lost travelers find their way," he whispered. "And an ancient owl named Eldora, who knows all the secrets of the enchanted realm." Lily's eyes sparkled with excitement. "A talking squirrel? And an owl with wisdom? Oh, how I wish I could meet them!" she exclaimed. The children looked at her with a mix of awe and concern. "But Lily, you know the forest is dangerous," a girl warned. "The elders say dark magic lurks within, and those who venture too deep never return." Lily's smile faded slightly, but her determination remained unwavering. "I understand the risks, but I can't ignore the call of the forest any longer. There's something out there waiting to be discovered, and I have to find out what it is." With that, Lily bid the children farewell and hurried home, her mind racing with possibilities. As she entered the small cottage, she found her mother kneading bread, her brow furrowed with worry. "Lily, my dear, where have you been?" her mother asked, her tone tinged with concern. "Mother, I've made up my mind," Lily said, her voice resolute. "I'm going to explore the enchanted forest today." Her mother's eyes widened in alarm. "Lily, no. You mustn't. The forest is too dangerous, filled with dark magic and unspeakable creatures. I forbid you to go." Lily stepped forward, her expression earnest. "Please, mother, understand. I know the forest is perilous, but I feel a pull towards it, like there's something I'm meant to discover. I promise I'll be careful, and I'll return before nightfall." Her mother's shoulders slumped, and she let out a deep sigh. "I know I can't stop you, Lily. Your curiosity has always been stronger than my fears." She paused, her eyes filled with a mixture of worry and pride. "Just promise me you'll be safe, and that you'll come back to me." Lily embraced her mother tightly. "I promise, mother. I'll be back before you know it." With a final reassuring smile, Lily turned and hurried towards the edge of the village, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Lily's heart raced with a mixture of excitement and trepidation as she stepped beyond the familiar boundaries of her village and into the enchanted forest. The towering trees, with their lush canopies of emerald leaves, cast dappled shadows upon the mossy ground, creating an otherworldly atmosphere. The air was filled with the sweet scent of wildflowers and the melodic chirping of unseen birds. Despite the villagers' dire warnings, Lily couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder as she gazed upon the forest's beauty. She had dreamed of this moment for so long, and now that she was here, she was determined to uncover its secrets. As Lily ventured deeper, she noticed a flicker of movement in the corner of her eye. Turning her head, she spotted a small furry creature perched on a nearby branch. It had a bushy tail and bright, intelligent eyes that seemed to study her intently. "Well, well, what have we here?" a voice spoke, causing Lily to jump in surprise. A curious human, wandering into the heart of the enchanted forest. Lily's eyes widened as the creature spoke, and she realized it was a talking squirrel. "You can talk!" she exclaimed, her voice filled with wonder. The squirrel chuckled, its whiskers twitching. "Indeed I can. And you must be Lily, the adventurous young girl from the village." He leapt down from the branch, landing gracefully on the forest floor. "I am Squeak, the guardian of this enchanted realm." Lily's heart raced with excitement. A talking squirrel guardian? I've heard the stories, but I never imagined it was true. She paused, her expression turning more serious. "The villagers say this forest is dangerous. Is that true?" Squeak's eyes darkened momentarily. "The forest is a place of both wonder and peril, young Lily. There are many marvels to behold, but also threats that lurk in the shadows." He scampered closer, his bushy tail swishing back and forth. "Tell me, what has drawn you to venture into our domain?" Lily took a deep breath, her gaze unwavering. "I want to understand the forest's magic. I want to learn its secrets and help protect it." She hesitated, then added, "The villagers are afraid, but I feel a pull towards this place. I know there is more to it than the stories they tell." Squeak nodded, his expression thoughtful. "You have a brave and curious heart, Lily. That is both a blessing and a burden in these enchanted woods." He hopped up onto a nearby rock, his eyes level with hers. "If you are to explore the forest's wonders, you must be prepared to face its dangers as well. Are you willing to take on that responsibility?" Lily didn't need to think twice. "Yes, I am. I want to learn, and I want to help protect this place." She reached out her hand, offering it to the squirrel. "Will you be my guide, Squeak?" Squeak studied her hand for a moment, then placed his tiny paw in her palm. "Very well, Lily. I will be your guide, but you must heed my warnings and respect the forest's ways. The balance here is delicate, and the consequences of disrupting it can be grave." With a nod, Lily gently lifted Squeak to her shoulder, and together they set off, delving deeper into the enchanted forest. Lily's eyes widened with wonder as she and Squeak ventured deeper into the enchanted forest. The towering trees seemed to lean in, their branches swaying gently as if welcoming them. Sunlight filtered through the lush canopy, casting a warm glow upon the mossy ground beneath their feet. "Look, Lily!" Squeak exclaimed, his bushy tail twitching with excitement. "Up ahead, there's a clearing where the fairies dance." Lily followed the squirrel's gaze and gasped as a flurry of tiny, glittering creatures emerged from the undergrowth. Their delicate wings fluttered in a mesmerizing dance, their laughter like the tinkling of bells. "They're beautiful," Lily whispered, entranced by the sight. She reached out a hand, but Squeak quickly stopped her. Ah, the squirrel scolded playfully. "You must never touch the fairies. Their magic is delicate, and they do not take kindly to being disturbed." Lily nodded, understanding the need to respect the forest's inhabitants. As they continued their journey, Squeak pointed out various other magical creatures. A herd of graceful unicorns drinking from a crystal-clear stream, a family of chattering chipmunks scurrying up the trees, and a flock of iridescent butterflies fluttering through the air. "This place is truly enchanting," Lily marveled, her eyes sparkling with wonder. "I can't believe I've been missing out on all of this." Squeak chuckled, his bushy tail swishing back and forth. "The forest is full of wonders, Lily, but it also holds great danger. You must always be mindful of your surroundings and respect the delicate balance of nature." Lily nodded solemnly, her curiosity tempered by Squeak's wise words. "I will, Squeak. I want to learn everything I can about this magical place and how to protect it." The squirrel seemed pleased with her response. "That's good, Lily. The forest needs guardians like you, those who can see its beauty and understand its importance." He paused, his expression turning more serious. "But you must also be wary. There are dark forces at work here, and they seek to disrupt the harmony of this enchanted realm." Lily felt a shiver run down her spine at the mention of these dark forces. "What kind of dangers are we facing, Squeak?" she asked, her voice laced with concern. Squeak's eyes darkened. "There is a being known as the Shadow, a manifestation of the forest's own dark magic. It seeks to corrupt and control the very essence of this place, upsetting the balance between light and dark, wonder and peril." Lily's brow furrowed as she tried to comprehend the gravity of the situation. "How can we stop this, Shadow?" she asked, determination burning in her eyes. "It will not be an easy task," Squeak admitted. "The Shadow is cunning and powerful, and it has already begun to spread its influence throughout the forest. We must tread carefully and seek the guidance of those who have walked this path before." As if on cue, a deep resonant hoot echoed through the trees, and a majestic owl emerged from the shadows. The vibrant hues of the enchanted forest began to fade as Lily and Squeak ventured deeper into the lush foliage. The once sparkling leaves wilted, and the birdsong grew hushed, replaced by an eerie silence that sent shivers down Lily's spine. "Something is not right," Squeak whispered, his bushy tail twitching nervously. "The forest's magic is being corrupted. We must tread carefully." Lily nodded, her heart pounding as she scanned the dimming surroundings. The air felt thick and heavy, as if the very essence of the forest was being drained away. She followed Squeak's lead, stepping lightly and keeping a watchful eye for any signs of danger. As they moved deeper, the shadows seemed to grow longer and more ominous. Lily couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, a presence lurking just out of sight. Squeak's ears perked up and he paused, sniffing the air. "The Shadow," he whispered, his voice laced with fear. "It is near, Lily. We must find Eldora. She will know how to protect the forest from its dark influence." Lily's eyes widened and she quickened her pace, keeping close to her furry companion. The very mention of this mysterious and malevolent force sent a chill through her. She had heard the whispers of the villagers, but now, in the heart of the enchanted forest, the threat felt all too real. As they navigated the winding paths, The forest grew increasingly dismal. The once vibrant flowers wilted, and the gentle streams turned murky and sluggish. Lily could feel the weight of the darkness pressing in around them, and she fought the urge to turn back. Squeak paused, his ears twitching. This way, Lily. Eldora's glade is just ahead. We must hurry. They pushed forward, the shadows deepening with each step. Lily could feel the tension in the air, the very essence of the forest seeming to tremble with unease. When they finally reached the glade, Lily was relieved to see the familiar form of the wise old owl perched on a gnarled branch. Eldora! Squeak called out, his voice laced with urgency. The shadow is near. The forest is in grave danger. The owl turned her piercing gaze towards them, her eyes reflecting the sorrow and concern that filled Lily's heart. I have felt the disturbance in the forest's magic, Eldora said, her voice solemn. The shadow grows stronger, feeding on the fear and discord that it sows. You have done well to seek me out, young ones. Lily stepped forward, her brow furrowed with determination. What can we do, Eldora? How can we stop this darkness from consuming the forest? The owl's eyes narrowed, and she let out a deep, mournful hoot. The shadow is a manifestation of the imbalance in the forest's magic. It seeks to disrupt the harmony that sustains all living things here. To defeat it, you must learn to harness the power of the forest itself. Lily listened intently, her mind racing with the implications of Eldora's words. How do we do that? What must I do? Eldora's gaze shifted to the darkening sky, her feathers ruffling slightly in the ominous breeze. You must embrace the forest's wisdom, Lily. Understand its rhythms, its creatures, and its delicate balance. Only then can you find the strength to confront the shadow and restore the light. Squeak's tail twitched anxiously. But the shadow grows stronger with each passing moment. How can we act quickly enough to save the forest? Eldora turned her piercing eyes to the squirrel, her expression grave. Time is of the essence, young Squeak. The shadow feeds on the fear and doubt that spreads through the forest. Lily and Squeak pressed on through the darkening forest, their senses heightened as the ominous presence of the shadow grew stronger with every step. The once vibrant hues of the foliage had given way to a muted, unsettling palette, and the cheerful birdsong had been replaced by an eerie silence. We must find Eldora, Squeak said, his voice tinged with urgency. She is the wisest of all the forest's creatures, and may hold the key to understanding this darkness. Lily nodded, her brow furrowed with determination. Lead the way, Squeak. I trust your guidance, and I'm ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. The pair moved swiftly through the dense underbrush, Squeak's keen eyes scanning the surroundings for any sign of the ancient owl. As they delved deeper into the forest, the air grew thick with a palpable sense of unease, and Lily could feel the weight of the shadow's influence pressing in around them. Finally, Squeak let out an excited chitter. There in the glade ahead, I see Eldora's perch. Lily followed Squeak's gaze and caught sight of a massive, gnarled tree, its branches reaching up towards the dimming sky. Perched atop one of the highest limbs was a magnificent owl, her feathers a stunning blend of browns and grays. Eldora! Squeak called out, his voice carrying across the silent forest. We seek your wisdom. The shadow's darkness grows stronger with each passing moment. The owl's head turned slowly, her piercing gaze fixing upon the pair. With a graceful flap of her wings, she glided down to meet them, her talons landing softly on the mossy ground. I have been expecting you, young Lily, Eldora said, her voice rich and resonant. The forest's balance has been disrupted, and I sense your heart yearns to restore it. Lily stepped forward, her eyes filled with a mixture of awe and determination. Eldora, Squeak has told me of the shadow's threat. I want to understand how to protect the forest and its creatures. Please share your wisdom with me. The wise owl regarded Lily for a moment, her gaze piercing yet kind. The shadow is a manifestation of the imbalance that has crept into the forest. It thrives on fear, discord, and the neglect of nature's harmony. Eldora's wings rustled as she continued. To defeat the shadow, you must learn to harness the forest's own magic, the delicate interplay of light and dark, the cycles of growth and decay, the interconnectedness of all living things. Lily listened intently, her mind racing to absorb Eldora's words. But how do I do that? I'm just a girl, and the shadow seems so powerful. Ah, but you underestimate the strength that lies within you, young Lily, Eldora replied, her eyes twinkling with wisdom. The forest has chosen you as its guardian, and with the right guidance, you can wield its power to vanquish the darkness. The owl turned her gaze to Squeak, who had been watching the exchange with rapt attention. Squeak, you have been a faithful steward of the forest's magic. You must aid Lily in her quest, for your knowledge and instincts will be invaluable. The forest had grown eerily silent, as if the very trees and creatures held their breath in anticipation of the looming darkness. Lily and Squeak hurried through the shadowy glades, their footsteps muffled by the thick carpet of fallen leaves. The air was thick with an oppressive energy, and Lily could feel the hairs on the back of her neck standing on end. Squeak, what's happening? Lily whispered, her voice trembling. The forest feels wrong. Squeak's usually bright eyes were clouded with worry. The shadow is near, Lily. I can feel its presence tainting the very essence of this place. We must find Eldora quickly. She will know what to do. They pressed on, the forest around them growing darker and more ominous with each step. Lily couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, that unseen eyes were tracking their every move. The normally vibrant colors of the forest had faded, replaced by a dull, lifeless palette. As they approached Eldora's glade, Lily could see the wise old owl perched atop a gnarled tree. Her feathers ruffled and her eyes narrowed. Eldora's gaze locked onto Lily and Squeak, and she let out a deep, resonant hoot. I have been expecting you, Eldora said, her voice heavy with foreboding. The shadow has grown stronger, and its influence spreads like a plague through the forest. We must act quickly, for the balance hangs by a thread. Lily's heart raced, but she steeled her resolve. What can I do, Eldora? How can I help protect the forest? Eldora's eyes glinted with a mixture of concern and determination. You must learn to harness the magic of the forest, child. The shadow feeds on fear and discord, but it cannot abide the power of harmony and balance. The owl spread her wings and took flight, circling Lily and Squeak. The forest creatures are in disarray, their bonds of trust and cooperation weakened by the shadow's dark influence. You must go to them, Lily, and remind them of the strength they possess when they stand together. Squeak nodded solemnly. The shadow has sown seeds of doubt and mistrust among the forest's inhabitants. We must find a way to unite them against this common foe. Eldora landed gracefully beside them, her gaze piercing. Time is of the essence, young one. The shadow grows stronger with every passing moment. You must find the courage within you to face this darkness, for the fate of the enchanted forest rests upon your shoulders. Lily felt the weight of Eldora's words settle upon her, but she refused to be daunted. I'm ready, Eldora. Tell me what I must do. The wise owl nodded, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. You must journey to the heart of the forest, where the shadow's influence is strongest. There you will find the creatures who have fallen under its sway. Remind them of the magic that binds us all, the harmony that sustains this enchanted realm. Squeak placed his tiny paw on Lily's hand, his expression resolute. I will be by your side, Lily. Together, we will confront the shadow and restore the balance. Eldora spread her wings once more, preparing to take flight. Go now, my young guardians. The forest calls to you. May the light of hope guide your way. With a powerful flap of her wings, Eldora soared into the darkening canopy, leaving Lily and Squeak to face the looming threat. Lily took a deep breath, her determination hardening. Let's go, Squeak. The forest needs us. The two companions set off, their footsteps quickening as they ventured deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, where the shadow's influence was strongest. As they navigated the twisted, gnarled paths, Lily couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The once vibrant flora had withered, and the cheerful birdsong had been replaced by an eerie silence. Shadows seemed to linger in every corner, as if the very trees were conspiring against them. Suddenly, a piercing shriek rent the air, causing Lily and Squeak to freeze in their tracks. A group of fairies, their delicate wings tattered and their faces etched with fear, came fluttering towards them. The forest had grown dark and ominous, the once vibrant hues muted by the encroaching shadow that had spread its tendrils through the once enchanted realm. Lily and Squeak hurried through the gloom, their footsteps quickening as they neared the meadow of enchantment, where Eldora had instructed them to confront the corrupted unicorns. The shadow's grip tightens with every passing moment, Squeak said, his bushy tail twitching nervously. We must reach the meadow before it's too late. Lily nodded, her brow furrowed with determination. I won't let the shadow win. This forest is our home, and we have to protect it. As they emerged into the once radiant meadow, the sight that greeted them was a chilling one. The unicorns, guardians of the forest's magic, had fallen under the shadow's sway. Their coats, once gleaming with a pearlescent sheen, now appeared dull and lifeless. Their eyes glowed with a malevolent light, and their movements were jerky and unnatural. Squeak let out a distressed chitter. The unicorns. They've been corrupted by the shadow's darkness. Lily's heart raced, but she refused to let fear consume her. We have to find a way to free them. Eldora said we need to harness the forest's magic to defeat the shadow. The two companions cautiously approached the unicorns, who turned their twisted gazes towards them. Lily raised her hands in a gesture of peace, speaking in a gentle, soothing tone. Friends, we mean you no harm. The shadow has twisted your hearts, but we can help you break free of its hold. The unicorns paused, their movements hesitant, as if a glimmer of their true selves was still present. Squeak took a step forward, his eyes shining with empathy. Listen to the forest, my friends. Feel its rhythm, its life force. Let it guide you back to the light. Slowly, the unicorns began to still, their bodies relaxing as they attuned themselves to the forest's energy. Lily and Squeak held their breath, hoping against hope that the creatures would remember their true purpose. Suddenly, a piercing shriek rent the air, and a dark, shadowy figure materialized in the center of the meadow. The shadow had arrived, its essence a swirling vortex of malice and despair. Fools! The shadow's voice echoed, dripping with venom. You cannot stop the inevitable. The forest will succumb to my power, and all will be consumed by the darkness. Lily and Squeak braced themselves, ready to face the onslaught. But before the shadow could strike, the unicorns stirred, their horns glowing with a brilliant light. As one, they charged towards the dark entity, their hooves thundering against the earth. The shadow recoiled, its essence wavering under the onslaught of the unicorn's pure magic. Lily and Squeak watched in awe as the creatures they had sought to free now fought to defend the forest they had sworn to protect. Now Lily, Eldora's voice rang out, the wise owl soaring overhead. Lend your strength to the unicorns. Together you can banish the shadow. Lily closed her eyes, feeling the heartbeat of the forest pulsing through her veins. She reached out, her hands glowing with a warm golden light, and channeled her energy into the unicorn's attack. The combined force of their magic created a blinding flash, engulfing the shadow in a torrent of light.
The forest was alive with a renewed energy as the last vestiges of the shadow's darkness dissipated. Lily stood amidst the vibrant foliage, her heart racing with a mix of triumph and relief. The once corrupted unicorns had regained their splendor, their horns shimmering with the restored magic of the enchanted realm. Squeak scurried up to Lily, his bushy tail swishing with excitement. You did it, Lily. The forest is safe once more. The shadow has been banished. Lily smiled, reaching down to gently stroke Squeak's soft fur. We did it, Squeak. But I couldn't have done it without your guidance and the help of Eldora and the other creatures. As if summoned by their words, the wise old owl glided down from her perch, her amber eyes shining with pride. Well done, young guardian, Eldora said, her voice rich and melodic. You have proven yourself worthy of the forest's trust. The balance has been restored, thanks to your courage and wisdom. Lily felt a swell of gratitude within her chest. I couldn't have done it without you, Eldora. Your guidance has been invaluable. The forest is safe, but I know the shadow may return one day. What else must I do to ensure its protection? Eldora regarded Lily with a thoughtful gaze. The forest's magic is delicate, child. It requires vigilance and a deep understanding of its rhythms. You must continue to learn, to listen, and to respect the balance that sustains this enchanted realm. Squeak chimed in, his eyes sparkling. And you must share what you've learned with the villagers, Lily. They need to understand the importance of the forest and its magic. Only then can we truly protect it for generations to come. Lily nodded, her determination unwavering. I will, Squeak. I'll make sure the villagers know the truth about the forest and its wonders. They need to see it as I do, not as a place to fear, but as a place to cherish and safeguard. Eldora spread her wings, the soft breeze ruffling her feathers. Then go, young guardian. Spread your message and continue to be a steward of the forest's magic. We will be here, ready to guide you should the need arise. With a grateful bow, Lily turned and began her journey back to the village, Squeak scampering by her side. As they walked, the forest seemed to hum with a renewed vitality, the trees swaying gently and the creatures chirping in celebration. When Lily finally reached the edge of the enchanted realm, she paused, taking one last look at the lush greenery and sparkling streams. A sense of purpose filled her heart, and she knew that her role as a guardian had only just begun. As Lily entered the village, the curious eyes of the townspeople fell upon her. Gone was the fearful girl they once knew. In her place stood a confident, radiant young woman, her eyes shining with a newfound wisdom. Lily, her mother exclaimed, rushing to embrace her. You've returned. We were so worried. Lily returned the hug, then gently pulled away, her expression earnest. Mother, I have so much to tell you all. The forest is not what we thought. It is a place of wonder and magic, and it needs our protection. The villagers murmured in disbelief, their brows furrowed with skepticism. Lily raised her hand, silencing the crowd. Please, let me explain. I've seen the true nature of the enchanted forest, and it is far more than the dark, dangerous place you all fear. One by one, Lily recounted her adventures, describing the vibrant creatures, the soothing melodies of the forest, and the delicate balance that sustained it all. As the sun dipped below the canopy of the enchanted forest, Lily stood at the edge of the village, gazing out at the vibrant, revitalized landscape. The once ominous shadows had been banished, and the forest now radiated a warm, welcoming energy. Lily's heart swelled with a renewed sense of purpose, for she had played a pivotal role in restoring the delicate balance that had been threatened by the dark presence of the shadow. Squeak, the loyal squirrel companion who had guided her on this extraordinary journey, perched on her shoulder, his eyes shining with pride. The forest is whole once more, thanks to your courage and determination, Lily, he said, his voice filled with reverence. Lily nodded, her fingers gently stroking Squeak's soft fur. I couldn't have done it without you, and Eldora by my side. The forest's magic is a precious gift that we must protect. She paused, her gaze shifting to the village, where the once fearful inhabitants now watched her with a mixture of curiosity and awe. Taking a deep breath, Lily turned to face the villagers, who had gathered to hear her account of the events that had unfolded in the enchanted forest. She knew that her experiences had the power to change their long-held perceptions and forge a new understanding between the village and the magical realm. My friends, Lily began, her voice clear and confident, I have returned from the forest with a tale that will challenge the beliefs you have held for so long. She paused, allowing her words to sink in before continuing. The forest is not a place of darkness and danger, as you have been led to believe. It is a realm of wonder, filled with creatures of immense beauty and power. The villagers shifted uncomfortably, their expressions a mix of skepticism and intrigue. Lily could sense their hesitation, but she was determined to open their hearts and minds to the truth. "I know your fears are not without merit," she acknowledged. "For there are indeed threats that lurk within the forest. But these threats arise not from the forest itself, but from the imbalance of its magic." The shadow, a manifestation of dark energy, sought to corrupt the delicate harmony that sustains this enchanted realm. Murmurs rippled through the crowd, and Lily raised her hand to quiet them. "But with the help of my friends, Squeak and Eldora, I was able to confront the shadow and restore the forest to its rightful state of balance and beauty." Lily's words were met with a stunned silence as the villagers struggled to reconcile the tales they had heard with the reality that now stood before them. It was Eldora, the wise old owl, who broke the silence, her deep, resonant voice commanding the attention of all who heard her. "The forest is not a place to be feared, but a sanctuary to be cherished," Eldora said, her gaze sweeping across the gathered crowd. "Its magic is a delicate balance, and it is our duty as its neighbors to respect and protect it." Lily nodded in agreement, her eyes shining with determination.
If you enjoyed learning and improving English with short stories, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with your friends so they can learn too. And remember, hit the subscribe button to stay updated with more exciting topics like this.